Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Martina and may I introduce you to my latest journal, which I called Crimson Beauty. And making this journal I got very much inspired by the opulence of the Victorian era and by the colors, by the fabrics, and it's all reflected in the cover of this journal. So if you want to have a look, let me turn it a little bit and then I explain. So what you see here is a double layered journal cover. So the cover below the one you see, which is made from lace, from very pretty lace, I have used velvet. I have used velvet in a kind of a gold tone, and on top of it I have sewn on this really stunning lace, which comes in this wonderful burgundy, and then further I have added this appliqué in the same color scheme with some sequins and pearls and some other, so it's sewn on. And on the spine I have also turned the appliqué across the spine, and then I added some beads for further decoration, so you can see it when you look at it like this. And on the back side I have, as I sometimes do whenever I'm in the mood, I have attached and sewn on a pocket from lace in gold, because you will see that also in this journal gold plays a role. Red tones, gold tones, of course, pink and pastel colors are present as well. So let's go into the beauty, but before I give you the dimensions. So she measures in centimeters, 17 centimeters, 12 centimeters, and she has a 6 centimeter spine. And translating this into inches, this means 6 3/4 times 4 3/4, and a spine of 2.5 inches. You can see that I have also decorated her further on the edge of the cover by having double layers or even triple layers. You are going to see that, triple layers of lace in this wonderful burgundy and in this ivory colored lace. So she is closed with a ribbon from Sari silk in this kind of a, let's say, taupe tone, because I wanted to tune it down a little bit. So I was thinking maybe I take a burgundy one, but I wanted to turn it down a little bit because I think it also gives more vibrance to the cover. So let's open the bow. And what you are going to see now is the look into the interior. And you already see the third layer of lace, which I mentioned before, which I have attached from the inner part of the cover, of the first pages of the cover, because I wanted to have also a very nice view when you open the journal. And I have used this very pretty Indian trim, which has a lot of bling and glimmer, and it has been attached on some tulle, which is also in this kind of a burgundy color, so everything matches well together. Then I have also added and constructed another pocket here from well, double layers of lace. So this is vintage lace. Then I have added a trim, and beneath it there is also some lace from burgundy, as you can see here. In this pocket I have attached the first of two mini albums, and you can see that mini journal. So it looks like this. I have added some scrap paper, some decoupaged paper. This one is avocado dyed, and it just looks nice. And it has also, of course, the appliqué, which you find on the cover side, on the cover page of the journal. I have also attached it here, and the journal, or this mini journal, has been made from some gold brocade fabric. So let's go on now. What I'm going to do also in this presentation, I'm going to take off each and every journaling card, ephemera, tag, whatever, because you see it already. She is full, she is filled up to the top. And I want to let you know how small she can get when you take off some of the things. But as usual, I couldn't help it. I had to do it, and I wanted to do it, and I did. Okay, so yeah, she has 3 signatures and about 160 pages back and front. So let's start with the first, of course, with the first of the 3 signatures. And this one I have covered with some really pretty digital paper, which comes in this wonderful red tones, which nicely correspond also to this design paper, which has some nice floral motifs. And I have decorated the signature, the first signature, with some fabric and another trim over here in gold. So when you flip it, then you see, aha, I mentioned it already, Victorian era. So whilst, of course, Queen Elizabeth does not stem from the Victorian era, I wanted to give her some tribute because it's, let's say, a British English-inspired journal. On some parts, not on all. So she comes here with this, with her picture. Then it starts with one of my beloved vellum with this gold motifs, and the first of several ephemera and journaling cards. A small journaling card which sits in this first pocket, and this page also has been decorated with some trim. And you see already here it says bonheur. Bonheur, of course, means luck in French, and I thought it's a good start for a journal. So when you turn this, then you see, aha, there is a side belly band, and in the side belly band there are different journaling cards, 2 journaling cards showing some perfumery, and another of my self-created tags. And of course, this paper has been hand-dyed by myself, and you find a lot of coffee-dyed and eco-dyed and also color-dyed papers in this journal. Here we have something from Edith Holden, because I think we all love Edith Holden, and so there is always something. In most of my journals, I give some tribute to her. Some very pretty paper doily, which has been gifted to me. Again, some hand-dyed paper, decorated with some pretty lace in light pink. When you turn it, you see a wonderful gown, really pretty, wonderful dress, also probably Victorian, and it's also a flip up, and you can flip it out, and inside there is some journaling card which I have also attached, where I have also attached a tab so you can take it out easily, and behind it there are 2 small journaling cards or tags showing some Victorian ladies. Yes, I do love to use these paper bags, especially when I have coffee dyed and color dyed them and added some gold speckles like I did here. And then I also stamped on it, and I give it this, let's say, regal look by adding this crown and this coat of arms. And inside there is another smaller journaling card. This is coffee dyed paper. This is some some wallpaper in this really pretty and romantic design, and I have, of course, decorated it with some fabric, and then I turned it into, on the back side I have added a very tiny envelope which has nothing inside, but it can be used for journaling, or you can put something inside, and behind it there is this bookmark. And in total, I've forgotten to mention this, in total there are more than 60 elements like journaling cards, tags, mini booklets, so you will see there is a lot in this journal. Here what I did here is I have done some coffee stenciling using this, let's call it Victorian pattern on the back side, on some nice design paper and also a very pretty pocket. Inside there is a journaling card, and there is one of my self-created tags where I've also gold flaked some pretty trim, yeah, I have recently been gifted with this wonderful fabric, which has also this, let's say, crimson color. And when you flip it, beneath it I have added a frame showing some roses and also this Victorian motif showing a hand with a rose. On the back side I have just attached some lace, one of these fine leaves, again a gift. And then what I did here, I attached a very old poem from Gottfried Keller, which I found in an old book, and or even antique book. And you will also find in this journal some parts of this antique book. So as I found this one inside, I thought I can add it here and it looks nice. And I think it also shows that it has a vintage vibe, this journal. Some packaging paper, very nice, just plain paper. Here I have created a paper pin showing these, again, Victorian angel babies and having been attached on this coffee dyed paper. And we come to the center spot of the first signature. And because I said it has some regal, Victorian, English vibes, I have also attached a picture or the drawing of a mansion here. And I think it really looks very, very pretty. And here I did some stamping. Again, some nice lace over here. This is the packaging paper which I mentioned before. Or it's not packaging paper, it's gift wrapping paper. So when you turn it like this, then you see here two circles which form a pocket, and in this pocket I have created a trilogy of small tickets. Here there's a, I think you call it, is it a funnel? I'm not sure. So this one shows also a pocket, and inside two journaling cards in this really, really pretty red and gold tones, which are representative of what you will see in this journal. And this one is very flowery. You see flowery design paper and a very pretty flowery journaling card. Some nice paper over here. This is the back side of this wallpaper. And here there is another nice, I think, pocket which I have further decorated with parts of the trim, which you also see here on the edge of the inside of the journal. I thought it gives it another bliss. Oh yeah, we come to another flip out, and this flip out has been formed by this Victorian English roses, which come in a very vintage style. And when you flip it out, you see behind it there is a belly band formed from lace, and in this belly band there is a postcard, a journaling card, and also another of my self-created tags, which I love to do by decoupaging old book paper and napkins, and then adding some glitter and gold flakes, and also doing some varnish on top. This is the paper bag, and also inside this paper bag there you find another of these small journaling cards sewn around. So most of the journaling cards I did sew around, and on the back side I have backed it with old book paper. And when I say old, then it's really 1880 or 1890, so it's really old. So this is the Edith Holden page, which you have seen before. This is my self-dyed paper, and this is the vellum paper, which I really love. I love this gold rose motif. And at the end of the first signature, there I have created also a side pocket from this really pretty design paper or digital paper, and there is a self-created tag inside showing a Victorian lady. And on the back side you see that this tag has been embossed and also gold waxed, showing a rose motif. So this was the first signature, the first of 3 signatures. And now we come to number 2. And here what I did here is I have sewn on the picture of a Victorian lady. Behind it there is some lace, and also on the edge of the journal of this page I have added some vintage lace, which is so fine and so special. I like it. I don't have a lot left, unfortunately, but I love it a lot. And here inside I have made some decoupaging with some napkin on top of an opera, not an opera, I think it's an opera from Johann Strauss, saying Die Fledermaus. I don't know the bat, the English translation would be the bat. I think it looks very nice and corresponds also very nicely to the opposite side, where I've used some design paper, also formed a pocket from design paper, added some pretty lace with this little ruffles and these flowers, and attached 2 mini journaling cards inside. This one I love especially. So when you flip that, then there is another pocket from burlap with some gold circles, and also 2 journaling cards. What I did here is I have done some embossing using some black and shimmery embossing powder on an old book page, and I've cut it out and glued it on here, and I think it gives it another dimension. And then I also used some black pencil to really accentuate the shape. Old book paper, which is coffee dyed, some nice rice paper, some pretty paper over here, and here again this is also very nicely corresponding to the color scheme where we are currently in, and it says do small things with great love. And I think this also is true for my journal. It's a small journal, not so small, but not huge, and I did it with a lot of love. And here inside, what you see, there's another journaling card. And what you probably have not yet seen is that there's another pocket. And inside there is also a mini one. So, and this pretty trim over here on self-dyed paper. Another strip decorated with some lace, formed into a pocket or belly band from this really pretty design paper. And here you see another journaling card. And on the opposite side, again, I did some decoupaging because I currently am in the mood of doing decoupaging, and I did this on old music paper. And now we come to one of those, which I mentioned before, very old graphics from an old book, which is, I think, dated 1870 or so. And it shows a couple, and I thought it's such a romantic scenery that I wanted to have it in this journal. I also love to do currently this kind of a rice paper where you Mod Podge napkins from both sides, and then you have this transparent paper which is a little bit more robust than napkin as such, and it looks nice. I think it also, as it is transparent, it also lets you see the background. Now we are a little bit more blue, and in this blue belly band pocket, which also shows a very pretty butterfly, I have attached 3 journaling elements. So this is another butterfly, and some, I think, bluebellies. Some lace over here, and also another side belly band with another small journaling card. This one stems from a book about Victorian household goods, which I have cut out and also coffee dyed. So I think it nicely matches the theme. And here, this is self-dyed paper, and I added this really pretty lace. And behind it, again in this pink color, pink and crimson burgundy color, you see another belly band, and behind it there is the picture of another lady. Very romantic, very pretty. And many of my journaling cards I have backed with packaging paper, because I thought, well, we call it junk journal. It's not really made from junk. You know, many things are bought, many things are being gifted, but I have still a little bit of junk in it. And this is, for instance, one of the places where I use junk, and this is the packaging paper. So, and here this is another picture of these really, really pretty Victorian roses. And one half of this picture I have glued on to form a pocket, and inside there is packaging paper. There is another picture of Victorian roses in this vintage style. And this one I have not glued, but I have stenciled with some rose motifs. And this sits on eco-dyed paper. So I started to do a little bit of eco-dyeing. I'm not not an expert in doing it, but I'm always happy when I see some pattern of leaves coming out. Here I have sewn on some lace pocket, and inside there are some journaling card showing some flowers. Another little pocket and another self-created tag, just decoupaged on some embossed underground. So I was hoping initially that the embossing would show through what I did here, the decoupaging. It didn't, but I think it still looks nice, and therefore I kept it in. Just decoration. This is coffee dyed paper. And as you can see, again, as usual in my journals, there is room for writing, there is room for further decorating. So it's filled, but it's not filled in a way that it's not removable. So whatever the future owner wants to do with this, he or she can do. And having said that, of course, this one is available in my Etsy shop. Have a look and let me know what you think. This is another of these old book graphics. And you see such a beautiful image. I love it. And what I also love is the color. So this was interesting. The book pages with the writing on it, or with the typing on it, they didn't have this brown color. It only referred to the pictures, and it really shows aging, and I think it's very nice. It gives the whole thing another depth. Here what I did is just some funny thing. I attached this journaling card on this digital paper on a strip of burlap, and on the back side this is just fabric, so it's a little bit movable. Backside is with craft paper, self-dyed paper, which I did. Here you see the gold flaking, or the gold shimmering. Another pocket, another journaling card, the old book paper. Another pocket, and inside this pocket there are these two longer journaling cards with some butterfly motifs. Packaging paper. And I've also added one of these very old collector cards, which were very famous in the beginning of last century. So this one comes from Erdal, I guess. No, this comes from some Zwieback, from some cookies. Okay, and it shows a bird. Again, here I have used decoupaged music paper to form a pocket, a side pocket, and inside this side pocket there is another postcard with a rose motif. So this was number 2. Now we are ready for number 3, and number 3 starts with some lace, which I have layered over, which I like it. It's really nice. And something to note, the backside was white, so I used some distress oxide or distress ink to make it a little bit pink, because I didn't like the white. And the cover of the third signature I formed from wallpaper, and then I also formed from wallpaper this pocket, and in this pocket there is again something from this old book which I was using, and this is the only colored picture, and it shows two people, and it shows a swan, two swans, and it's very romantic. And it's also with red, and therefore I kept it in here, but of course it can go anywhere. I have decorated the inside or the edge of the third signature with some vintage, yeah, it's not lace, it's like metal. It's like a metal material, but it looks really nice. The inside of the third signature I have used to cover with some music paper, and I have also glued on some Victorian ladies because, as I said, it's a Victorian inspired journal. And there's another one of the rice paper which I made, the transparent one, and you see it has this rose motifs again. Self-dyed paper, some lace over here or some trim over here, trim over there on some other paper. Another pocket with 2 journaling cards with this transparent fabric in order to allow the background shine through. Here also decorated with lace. Then we come to another flip out, and this one is even a double flip out. So this one has been formed obviously from a envelope, and it shows a very famous actress from the beginning of last century, Lily Ellie, something like this. I always forget the name. So she has a tab, so you can take it off easily. And then when you look here, you see this Victorian motif. And also this Victorian motif is a flip up. And inside there is some journaling card. Oh, I can take this out as well because I said I wanted to do this. And behind it, there is another belly band and another journaling card with a little bit more blue because the background also is blue. So self-dyed paper, embossed paper. This is a rose motif, and I have attached or I have added some color, some pink and green and also gold in order to make it stand out a little bit more. Yeah, pink paper. This is vellum paper, showing also some kind of a vintage motif. Pretty paper over here with some nice edging. Another side pocket with 2 journaling cards. And also here I have used some pretty trim in pink. On the back side, another pocket with a journaling card. Coffee stenciled paper, some nice trim or lace. Special paper here. Again, coffee stenciled paper there. This is a vintage doily, which I have cut, as you can see. I've sewn it on and I've turned it into a pocket, and behind it there is this kind of card with some very nice motif, I guess. It's not Victorian, but it looks nice. So, a side pocket with 2 journaling cards. And here again this page from the Victorian household catalogue. And it shows the chinaware which they were using, and I like the cups and I like the plates, and I think it looks very nice. And here you see the sewing of the doily which I did, and this is just to flip out, and it's, as I said, coffee dyed and coffee stenciled, and also further accentuated with some color pigment, so it's just something you can use for whatever. Some stamping over here. Again, one of these really pretty leaves which were gifted to me. Another smaller journaling card, and this one, some of you might know, is this collector's card which shows this really pretty flowers, and which is so old and still in perfect shape, and I don't get tired of mentioning that I'm always surprised and amazed about the fact that it still looks so good. So this is just decoration over here. This is old book paper, heart shape, pocket, 2 little journaling cards. This is the other page of the embossed rose motif, and I haven't, as you see, I kept it white, so what the future owner can do whatever she wants or he wants. Self-dyed paper. And we are almost at the end. So this is wallpaper which I have used just to accentuate the edge of this paper. This is the old music paper. Here we have a belly band, and behind it there is a huge journaling card. And this belly band is very pretty. It's in brocade and it has this brown tones, and it nicely corresponds to the inside of the journal. And what you see here also is that I have covered the way how I have attached the inside of the spine. Of course, I use fabric, and I've used this burgundy fabric in a burgundy lace fabric in order to be fully in tune with the theme and also with the decoration of this journal. And also the back side of the journal has been decorated with lace, and it has a pocket. I showed you, and in this pocket, things were falling out already. There is another of these Victorian cards, and I have made another little mini booklet, really mini booklet, but it looks pretty, I guess. It has this really pretty gift wrapping paper. I added some lace over here. Inside there is some decoration with old music paper, and then you have 2 strips of eco-dyed paper and another one, you see the leaves, and that's it. And it's just a gimmick or whatever you want to do with it. So this is Crimson Beauty. I hope you liked her. You see how small she got. So no longer a lady crocodile. And please don't forget, if you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and I hope to see you soon. Have a nice day. Martina. Bye-bye.